motivational person. I peruse Twitter sometimes, and I see people talking about, oh, TRT, testosterone replacement syndrome. Oh, if you want to be an alpha male in the West, you need to take TRT. And I'm just baffled because I'm 28 years old. I've never taken this before in my life. And I don't know, perhaps that's considered young. I don't think it's young. But anyways, I've never taken that in my life and I can still get it up. But then I thought again, and I suppose the difference is I'm in Vietnam, where the women are still beautiful and people still conform to gender roles and people aren't fucking egotistical. Whereas in the West, there's no shame, no culture, everybody just does whatever the hell they want. Which is why we have this 80% obesity rate, because it's all about, oh, if nobody can love me, I'm just gonna love myself. Oh, it's like, no, that's not how it works, dipshit. Everything's transactional. In order to be loved, the best way to receive love is to give love. I forgot where that quote was, but I've heard it before. But anyways, all these dipshits that I see talking about TRT are just a bunch of overweight bastards who live in the West and are part of the problem for the most part, you know? The only reason you need TRT in the West is because people are so unattractive. Let's just be real. You know, you have 80% obesity and overweight rate, and you know, the 20% who are just normal weight, like what you would see here in Vietnam. Not even athletic, just normal weight, not like a model or anything. Their ego is through the fucking roof. And, you know, it's hard to date them. You know, so what do? You're forced to date the 80% who are overweight. So that's why you need TRT and Viagra and all this other horseshit. Because the people are unattractive and, you know, it's not pleasant. You know, it's a tragedy of the commons, I suppose, if you know that economic term. You know, it's not good for the public, basically. So I only see this in the West, and this is another sign of a declining empire and late-stage capitalism. You know, here in Vietnam, people still like to look attractive for each other because the men rely on the women and the women rely on the men. You know, it's not about, oh, you're a boss girl, you can do it all. No, you can't do it all. Sorry, sweetheart. And I can't do it all either. You know, I'm not trying to be egotistical either. Nobody can do it all. And you know, obviously, the pencil pushers, you know, the dreidel spinners, the people who run the world, they do this because they want to keep everybody separated, because then you're easier to control, you're easier to siphon money and energy out of. And you know, that's the reality. And you're falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. If you're on the other side of the spectrum, feminism or red pill. So all these red pill dipshits keep talking about, oh, TRT, if you want to be an alpha male, you need TRT, because it's just, you just can't get it up when you're 40. Bitch, I'm 28, I'm only 10 years away, and I can still get it up just fine. So, you know, that's all I have to say, you know. If you're using TRT, then you need to get more fit women in your life.